Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to my channel. So right now I'm checking out this MG5. This is marketed as a B segment sedan in Malaysia because the pricing wise it is similar to the Japanese competitors such as the Honda City as well as the Toyota Vios. If you look at the outlook of the MG5, you can see that this is actually rather C segment kind of proportion, but they are charging you a B segment pricing. Now I'm going to make a very quick walk around video regarding to this MG5 right here. In Malaysia, the MG5 only comes with the one variant. The engine is a 1.5 NA with a CVT gearbox. This is a very typical setup if you compare to the Japanese rivals such as the Toyota Vios and Honda City. The Almera is using a 1-liter turbo, and the closest rival, the Proton S70, is using a 1.5 turbo with DCT setup. And now let's go through the exterior styling. You can see that the MG5 has a very handsome looking face, and many people see it as a mini Mercedes-Benz AMG because of the front grille design right here. Although this is considered a entry-level sedan, but you can see that the grille design looks very sporty. And as you can see, the headlight is a very sharp and very handsome kind of design. Obviously comes with LED setup, and there's a 360 camera at the front right there. So the overall styling of the exterior, I think, is very handsome, and it's one of the most handsome in its segment. And let's go through the wheels right here. The wheels, they are running on dual tone setup, and let's see the rims. It's a 17-inch setup, 215/50 17-inch, and you can see that the roof has a sloping design, something like a Honda Civic FC as well as the Toyota Vios. And there's a keyless for the driver's side doors, and the side mirrors, you can see there's a 360 side camera. So in terms of the camera, right, I think this car is pretty well equipped. Here's the rear look. Many people disguise it as a W205 Mercedes-Benz C-Class or even a Peugeot 508. If you look at the taillights cluster design, all are finished in LED except the signal is finished in bulk. And there's an MG5 badging and Breed Dynamic. For your information, MG brand is bought over by SAIC Group in China. So MG5 is considered the joint venture product between SAIC Motor and the MG. But personally, I kind of like what I'm seeing right now. And as you can see, the rear, it gives you rear disc brake, which is a very nice touch. So exhaust tip obviously is made for aesthetic purposes, but it's done right in my opinion. It has a very AMG kind of styling for the exterior, and there's a sunroof as well. So let's look at the welding points. It follows what the Volkswagen and Audi group does. It's a laser welding, so it looks much more slicker on the roof, and you can notice that there's no any antennas at the roof. So actually the aerodynamic wise, this is much better. Now let's take a look inside the car. The driver's side gets the power adjustment, which is very nice for the price point you get, and you get full leather seats with the stitching. Interior is very sporty, and I think design wise is better design compared to the Japanese rival. Now let's close the door. Very solid. Now as you can see right here, this has a central door lock. It's very similarly designed as the Volkswagen and Audi group. They set it on the door handle. Thank you. So now let's enter the accessory mode. So you need to press the start button twice. Okay. Now we can detailedly get into the interior of the car. So the doors panel right here, they are finished in very solid hard plastic, and right here you get a soft touch material as well as a red color accent. So to give it the interior a little bit more ambience, the start button is mounted on the aircon vents right here. It's very easy to reach. Once you get in the car, you can easily locate where the start button is. The window controls, you get automatic for the driver's side only. The others, you need to push it all the way down and up. Okay, this is a very typical Japanese setup in my opinion, because now usually you see Chinese car, they already give you fully automatic in both directions. So here's the side mirrors folding. So you press it down, you can fold the side mirrors. Okay, really nice touch. This is the headlight leveling. And the signal store is mounted on the left, just like any other Continental cars. And right here, you have the automatic headlights. And here is the wiper setup. So here's the steering wheel. The steering wheel has a very heavy influence by the Volkswagen from the Golf MK6 era. Because you can see the steering controls right here. Okay, they are very similarly like you find in the Volkswagen Golf MK6. The leathers right here is rather rough, but at least it is leather wrap, and it has perforated section on the sides, and there's a sport grip for you to hold. So this car actually focuses to give you a bit more driver's oriented, basically a driver's car kind of vibes. Meter wise, just now you notice it has a fully digital meter display, which I appreciate it, because in this price range, if you get the Honda City or even a Toyota Vios, some they still give you analog, which I think is not a bad thing, but I appreciate if they give you a digital display like the MG5 or even the Proton S70. Dashboard for this segment, you don't expect soft touch material, but at least the plastic, they are molded in a very solid manner, because if you press it, it doesn't create some noise. So it's a very solidly built vehicle. And right here, there's a touchscreen infotainment right here. It supports Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And the buttons right here, the tactile feel is very satisfying. So they give you a bit of Audi vibes right here. And the aircon vent is set it below the infotainment display right here. And there's an emergency hazard light switch. And you get one USB for charging, one is to hook up your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. There's a 12-volt socket at the middle. Here is a rubberized mat. If you put your things, it won't make any noise. And as I mentioned, this car comes with a CVT gearbox with virtual 8-speed. Usually cars with CVT, they give you 7 virtual gears, but this one gives you 8. If you haven't checked out my test drive video, you can check it out in my previous video, which I already test drove the MG5. So here you get a manual mode, but it doesn't come with a pedal shifters, which I'm fine with it. This part is finished in gloss black and some silver lining, so it makes the center dash looks more interesting. This part is wrapped in hard plastic. I appreciate if this one is wrapped in soft touch, so if you rest your legs right here, it will be more comfortable. Down here, there's a left foot rest for you to rest your leg if you are going through some pretty long journey trips. And the cruise control stock is on this side. Okay, pretty old school in my opinion. This is something you can see in previous gen Mercedes-Benz. Steering wheel, you only get tilt adjustment. You do not get telescopic, but at least the seat you can move rather front, so that your elbow section right here is bent. This is an ideal driving position. Right here, this is your electronic parking brake. You get a brake hold assist, 2 cup holders, and the armrest right here, it doesn't have a lock, so you just pull it open. You get some storage space, and it's rubberized, which is very nice. And the mechanism of the armrest is pretty smooth. The glove box dip down slowly, very elegant setup. And you get some brushed aluminium kind of texture, as well as some gloss black patterning. Overall, the interior, it doesn't makes you feel that you're paying for this price, you get under spec car. Actually, if you look at the entire package, right, it's a pretty well equipped vehicle. in this segment. And as you can see, the seat comes with a semi-bucket kind of design. The side bolster actually holds you. Up here you get a very nice sunroof. In this segment, I can only recall the Proton S70, and this car comes with a sunroof only. And you can close it right here. This is your dimming light. And the sun visor, you get a vanity mirror with a light, which is nice, and the sun visor quality is pretty good. Safety wise, this car doesn't come with any active safety features such as the autonomous emergency braking. But I see here, this is a spot for you to mount your dash cam. Now every Chinese car already prepare you a port right here, so you do not need to busy find a wire to route your dash cam, which is a very good touch. Now let me adjust the seats to my driving position. Here is to pop open the bonnet. This is the fuel cap release. Now let's check out the back seats. So here's the door opening. Pretty easy for you to get in and out. Now let's close it. Solid doors. So you can see the door panels at the back. This part is hard plastic. This part still wrapped in soft touch material, so they did not cut cords on the back seat itself. Seat bench is full length. I'm 172 cm tall. It supports my thigh fully. You can see there's a bit of extension to the seat bench right here. And good thing that comes with aircon vents and the USB ports at the back. Leg room, no question. It is one of the spacious B segment that are seated. The most spacious will be the Honda City, there's no question. But this car, I can rank it at least at the second place. The tightest one will be the Toyota Vios. One thing that loses is the central armrest for the back seat. Maybe it's due to cost, but I still get 3 individual headrests and ISOFIX for the outer 2 seats. Headroom, I get about 1 fist. Although this has a sloping roof design, but I don't feel too much of claustrophobic. And the roof lining is finished in black, so it feels very sporty and premium. And here's the interior. I think it's well designed within the price point I pay. Right here you still get some storage space to store your items, and here's your window controls. Now let's check out the boot space. And here you still get some storage space to put your stuff, and there's a speaker grill. To pop open the boot, you locate a touchpad underneath the MG badge. One thing I have to praise MG is they actually make a cover here, because if you look at Honda City or the Vios, they actually leave this panel in bare metal. So this is one of the attention to details that I noticed. Boot space is very spacious in my opinion. So down here you get some tire pump, and there's no spare tire. Pretty normal. Nowadays Chinese car don't give you spare tire. And the closing sound of the boot is very solid, I have to say. Overall, as a whole package, I think the MG5 is the car you should consider if you are shopping for a B segment or C segment sedan. Okay, so it's running on 4-cylinder 1.5, 114 PS, 150 Newton meters. It's pretty adequate if you are driving in town mostly. If you have any comments regarding to the MG5, you can comment down below and let me know what you think about this car. And this ends my walk around video, and be sure to subscribe, like and share my videos if you like my walk around series. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.